Welcome, YCT members. I'm excited to have you all engage in our very first Youth Catalyst Team Town Hall. With everything going on regarding COVID-19, I think it is important for us to share our thoughts in the rapidly changing pandemic. Thank you all again for joining us. So let's jump right into it. My name is Sky again. I use him, his pronouns, and I'm based in New York. And what I want to speak about, what I'm really excited to talk about is some of the recommendations that will come from this discussion.
Hi, everybody. Glad you could join us. My name is Liam. I'm based here in Philadelphia, and my pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. Thank you. My name is Marielle. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm in Spokane, Washington.
My name is Andre, he, him, his pronoun, and I'm located in Philadelphia.
Hello, everyone. This is Dash. I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. I use she, her pronouns.
But there's one thing I think that's really, really important to take away from this conversation, and it's, what's your community need? And if it's okay to name one thing that you think your community needs the most and why. And if you can go further by even giving like an example of what that need is, if it's physically something or is it something intangible. But yeah, tell me what your community needs would be.
That's a very good question in terms of what my community here in Philadelphia needs in terms of the impact of COVID-19. Really, it's just so much. I think one of the initial things for youth and young adults will be access to food. A lot of young people don't have that right now, especially college students who don't have full scholarships or have to come home and don't have a place to go to. So food is a big, big deal. I also think that we could use the assistance of large businesses. Here in Philadelphia, we have so many of them who are not going to be heavily impacted by this, pandemic that has affected some small businesses. Some of these big businesses need to step up and hire young people and give some financial support to the community that they take out of every day. And last but not least, I think we also need some visionary strategies. So after this is all over, young people are going to be impacted. So if it's universities, local municipalities, businesses, right now, are you taking young people and trying to figure out, including them in your plans for the future and finding out what they think is important and what they need? I think those are all things, the Philadelphia community really, really needs.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Liam. And yeah, that is super important. Nothing about us without us is what, we would always say. And I think people use that loosely, but it's super important that we do listen to what our people's actual needs are and really figure out how we can meet that.
I think I would say for my community, what I think we need right now and are going to continue to need is just safe, stable, and consistent ways to support and connect with each other. I really appreciated what you were saying earlier, Sky, about we're in this together and it needs to stay we're together, not even necessarily together apart. As much as social distancing might be really important in this time, connecting and being like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm going crazy being isolated in my house all the time. Just saying that is not going to keep cutting it if this keeps going. We need to find safe and consistent ways to be communicating and supporting each other. There's such a danger of especially youth and young adults falling into unsafe situations online of grooming just to get that connection and relationship. And I think that we can't ignore that. We need to be really meeting that need of connection.
I think the greatest thing that Philadelphia needs at the moment is definitely to begin stronger community network. We're just not very molded together, and it makes a lot of the resources that we are able to provide ineffective because no one really knows where to meet young people, where to meet any really of these bases outside of like specific organizations that have developed their own. But I think the farther you move out of downtown area, it's kind of like these supports don't exist anymore. So it's like, what do you do for the areas of Philadelphia that don't have an agency smack dab in the middle that is all about supporting the direct environment? And I think that's really what's been hurting us. We don't have that, and the agencies that are downtown don't exactly have the reach or the community strengths in these places to really actually make a steady impact. I think a lot of what we are able to provide is like very effective, very potent. It is very prominent, but it's just we can't get anything done if we don't, if the communications aren't solid, if we're not able to actually, have a network of people that it is relevant to. I think we need to begin there. And on the side of more tangible things, I think that we need this would ideally be a space. Like if we had some sort of drop in the space for these things, that would be like a good meeting point for times like this to hand out these resources. That'd be great because we don't have one. So these emails that are coming out about like food drops and everything, they've been in some very strange locations because it's like there's nothing really there. It's kind of just like this is where we've picked to hand these things out.
I think for Anchorage, Alaska, honestly, now like listening to everybody's like answers and comments, like now I'm really thinking like Alaska is very, very fortunate in all honesty, because like the Alaskan love is really strong. I'll tell you that because when somebody is needing something, everybody is so eager and fast to like just lend a hand. And like with that being said, like I don't even know if we need I guess like for the hospitals and like the first responders at the forefront of like taking care of the patients. I guess one thing I would say like our community probably needs um like more gloves and like masks and stuff like that, like the essentials that they would need to keep them safe to be able to do the work that they do. But outside of that, everything the government has not provided has been provided by community members. So that's why I would say we are like very fortunate, because like we literally have a Facebook group that has people signed up to go grocery shopping for our elders and people that are incapable or more prone to the virus that they can't go out to shop. Like we literally have Facebook groups left and right for like those different situations. So it's very, like, to me it's very heartwarming. So but yeah, I'm really grateful. I wish I can just send out all this Alaskan love that we have here and this community, like great community effort that we have to everybody, like positive vibes to everybody, honestly, because I think that's the main thing that we need at this point is just in order for everybody to work together, we have to come together solely as a community. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think New York, yeah, I'll speak on behalf of New York, that they need that spirit and they need that kind of drive to really get it going because it's so contrasting, that a city that has so many resources, so many avenues to get these very basic things that we had prior to this virus and not to have any of it and to have lost so many people and continue to lose people. And we need that love.
The Youth Catalyst team is a national initiative for young leaders who use their knowledge, skills, and personal understanding of systems and services to advance the youth services field. The Youth Collaboratory is proud to work with and support this dynamic group of young leaders.